Hey, hey. Let's hook up stem here. Let's get everything up and going. There we go. Hey, 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 hey. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings, love, and light to see a new day, to create with, give thanks. All right, welcome. Welcome to our Wednesday Circle recording. And my being is feeling many different things. So I'll ask for your support as you see this. Today's session is being offered to one of my elders, my elder brothers, mentor. Put this crystal in my hands from Tibet, the mountains, the Himalayas. Educated me about the realm of these energy beings that live in Mother Earth's body, that comes to align us so that we recognize our sacred geometry. His name is Crystal Paul. He is a wizard, loving brother, loving soul, lone wolf, but an incredible channel of pure, authentic beingness that is so pure that the essence of love just flows. From the way he cares for the crystals, the way he displays them in museum style, anything he does and touches is creative excellence in terms of how authentically it can flow through each and every one of us, each one of us having that unique expression. He is quite a blessed being. So he is, in this moment, at the threshold of leaving his physical body and continuing his journey. And just turn up the air so the computer can cool off. So this class is for those of us who may be going through the journey of grieving. Yeah, let's tune in and then I'll let that unfold more, but I want to bring the vibration of our being with our tune in to that topic. Yeah, and let it be expanded by this love that flows from us, the energy of the breath and sound, how it is already organized for this infinite life we have come to experience from the source of creation to now, and all the different forms we have embodied. Let us chant and tune in this space so that we can transform the need for suffering into the experience of the difficulties and challenges, igniting an awareness of who we truly are that moves us forward into being truly what we've come here to be. So the fulfillment feeds us and gives us an understanding of how the moment needs to unfold and how we can align with the unfoldment of the Creator's design. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and tune in. We're going to tune in. We're going to tune in with Aum. That U, A-U-M, that U is like a hug. So if you feel the raising of the navel point on the hug. Yeah, we'll lift the muscles of the pelvic floor for the A, and then roll from the U sound to the M, sounding like this. Pressing the hands into prayer position at your heart center, thumbs into the sternum so you feel yourself vibrate. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Lift. Last one, lift. Inhale deeply. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Hold that breath. Exhale. Feeling that vibration. Sense it. Go ahead and put your hand over your heart center. So when we are opening up this topic, transforming grief with the power and presence of love, let's go ahead and establish how I'm inspired to share the perspective that is coming through me about this energy that is so foundational in our lives called love. Just looking at a male lady coming by, looking at what takes place when we are loved. There's this incredible energy, it's expansive, from all the different levels of intimacy and types of intimacy when it comes to love. The love for a parent and the child, right? The love between a parent and child, probably more appropriate to say. And the love between friends, right? And the love between lovers. The love between those lovers expanding in a commitment into being husband and wife. These levels of consciousness within love I've come to understand just watching the incredible resilience of people journey through treatment into recovery and the support they would receive from family, friends, and lovers. So incredible. I realized it wouldn't exist if it wasn't for this act of receiving the nourishment of life called breath and consciousness. And it just showered over me with the biggest chills, and tears began to flow when I recognized that love is the presence of the breath and consciousness. And what emerges out of that is how we can begin to create our experience with love. Through these various relationships, we have this opportunity because of love to create. So we are saying if there's any pain, if there's been any suffering through grieving the loss of a loved one, loss of something that you deeply and dearly appreciate, like I deeply and dearly appreciate what Paul has brought to my life. So we're going to flow through these three ways to transform grief. And they're really, into love, but they're really expressions of love. Like the first one is to be still and know. Be still and know your limits and your infinite nature. So we can lean into this to really anchor it in with the serenity prayer. Right? We can anchor that in so that we can know, exactly what's happening when we say this prayer that was said to have been written somewhere, composed by someone named Neighbor, around 1932 or 1933. Interesting time frame, right, in the 20th century. That form, or that three energy of expressing. But so to be with that energy of that prayer, and here it flows. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Right? So here we are. We've lost loved ones. There may be circumstances that we're grieving that may not involve a person, but maybe a missed opportunity or something feeling heavy in the body. Let's begin to step into our abilities. Yeah. Feel it. Remember, I'm not saying that your feelings, I'm not encouraging you to stay away from any feelings. What we're doing is directing the energy with our focus. And that's the second way, is to direct, right? To direct our focus. So in a sense, redirect our focus from something has happened to us. We've lost a loved one. Yep, we're going to feel that loss, but we can also recognize the energy of our loved one and the energy of love we have for our loved one, and move now the mind to focus on what there is to appreciate. So see, it's one thing to feel the loss and all of the different energies that death can bring up, right? It's looking at death as a rebirthing rather than an ending, but it is connected to an infinite energy. There's this release of this infinite aspect of yourself from this finite container. And now this infinite energy begins to radiate, and we begin to see where we have been limited. Maybe we didn't speak as kind as we wanted to, or call as much as we wanted to. I can give you my feelings of not calling as much as I wanted to when I thought about him. Yeah, forgive me, Paul. And we can say that, forgive me, right? Because there is forgiveness in creation. Love forgives. Yeah. And then there's a sense of alignment, being in alignment with this love that comes from breath and consciousness. And therefore, as we're about to, we roll into the practice of breathing and being connected to the ebb and flow of life that is in respiration. Even respiration itself has this cycle of life, of regenerating, rebirthing, living, moving into the letting go, the dying, the death, the ending, that exhale, right, into the rebirth again. So there, even in the breath, there is this cycle. So we recognize where I get pissed sometimes is that somehow I feel my understanding of life was taken away from me by some civilized force out there that shaped the status quo of society, where we look at death a certain way, versus embracing the design of death according to the creator, the source of life, rather than just our own mental agreement of the label. You understand? So here in that last way, we get a chance to align. So first is to be still and know your limits and know your infinite loving nature. Right? So we lean into the serenity prayer on that one. Next is to redirect the mind and focus on love. Let me write that down. To focus on love. And today we cleared the way to know that this breath that we receive, take an inhale with me. Exhale. This breath we receive is love. And this, number 3, is what we're aligning with. We're aligning with our feelings, and we're accepting that there's an organized flow of love that brings this feeling to awaken our abilities to love deeper, to love ourselves, forgive ourselves for any mistakes we may have made, right? Someone else made a choice. The limit is we could not change their choice. That's their choice. They're allowed to have that choice. Same way now, as we drop into the breath, come with your spine nice and tall. As we drop into this awareness of recognizing our limits, right? We have control over certain things and other things we don't. Take a deep inhale. Recognize the control over your own breath. Palms face up. Suspended, right angle at the elbows, exhaling out the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. We're going to go on that cycle. Feeling your palms open to the heavens, your feet open to the energy of Mother Earth. Breathing in through the nose, exhale out the mouth. If that's not the way I said it before, that's the way we're doing it now. In through the nose, long and deep, out through the mouth. So here we're connecting to what you do have control over. It's your breath. Recognizing the limits. I'm not in control of what another does. So with this breath, we begin purging and releasing. On that exhale, feel you're releasing any regrets, any angers or frustration or resentments at another or yourself. We loose the cords of energy binding us. That's that one, that's that line. Keep breathing. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Loose the cords of mistakes binding us as we release the strands we hold of others' guilt. Especially as this is Suicide Awareness Month. If there's any energies, it's not our guilt to hold on to. If someone, we were in a meeting last night, and the Recovery 2.0 community, my wife was leading the meeting, and someone said they met, keep the breathing deep and long. I'm purposely talking while you're focused on your breath so that you can begin to train your mind to focus on the breath when it has its chatter, or when you're out in the world and you hear chatter that is distracting, that you can go to the breath. One of the participants met someone who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge with the intent to commit suicide. And it seems now they have nets to catch people because it was happening so often. And the person said as soon as they jumped, they regretted it. So there's something about this love we've been given in this breath. I know there are various circumstances and various reasons why. We're not questioning any of those. But we're recognizing with this breath that there is given to us an ability to control our connection to this love. We can open ourselves up to it as fully as we can, or we can take little pieces of it and not pay attention to it as anything special at all. It's our choice. So let's continue to move into the purging, just a few movements of the spine to open up the nervous system, right? So keeping that inhale and that exhale out the mouth as you did, we're going to add a spinal flex to it. In the nose, out the mouth. Rocking that pelvis forward and rocking it back, opening up. Starting slow at first. So with this mindful movement, clearing the nervous system makes it easier to refocus the mind, redirect the mind, because there's space in the nervous system. The constant focus on regret, constant focus on the feeling of missing someone. We know life is whole. So if we miss someone, there also must be some space that's filled with a presence of what we can appreciate. Right? So creating a holistic observation and transforming this grieving process into a healing process, a restorative process that moves us into that love and appreciation. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale. Bring the palms up, suspended. Now, this time, touch the index finger and the thumb, knowing yourself, aligning yourself with the knowing of who you are. We'll dive deeper into this balancing energy that we're about to get into for our breathing meditation. Just honing in the breath to align with that energy of balance. Circumstances happen beyond what we can understand many times. There are many labels given to these circumstances. And we have a slew of them right now, beyond the issue of suicide, considering what would bring a person to that choice. Again, it is not our realm to figure out why. What we are focused on with this third pillar, if you will, this third foundation, this third way to transform grief into love, this way of connecting. So we are aligned with our reason for being in this body, with the organizer's flow of life. That way the organizer's vision of life can flow into our soul, the essence and uniqueness that we come to represent, and we'll represent that. Yeah? We have no way of knowing if whoever has committed suicide in the history of humankind, life was synchronized that way. So we also have this opportunity to not just make sense of their choice, but to come to an understanding of our response as we view our reaction. We can come to that mature place of being the observing eye of love, the observing ear of love, so we're guided by intuition, inspiration, and provided for by synchronicity. All right. So let me listen for a moment, because I have the breath in mind, but the energy in our nervous system is speaking. Okay, so come to this mudra, pressing the fingertips together. Thumbs, you see me do this often, thumbs come towards the heart center without touching. And go ahead and close the eyes. Just come into a place of stillness without activating any eye position or anything. I really want you to relax internally. Feel your spinal column. Feel the flow of the breath. As let me demonstrate if you're new and you haven't seen me or practiced this with me before. We'll be inhaling through the nose, long and deep. With a long yogic breath, the shoulders will raise just slightly. And then out the mouth, 8 segments. Okay, we're not here long. It's just to get into the flow. We'll dive deeper into this for our second part of our autumn equinox breath series this Sunday, 5 a.m. So come and really feel the fullness of this breath. But I want to give you this little snack for now to just align ourselves with the energy of balance, focusing the mind on that segmented breath, feeling the pressure between the fingertips, and just drop into the flow of the breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale long and deep first. Get the timer up. Inhale to begin. 8 segments out. Inhale through the nose. Pressing the fingertips. Segmented breath out the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Long and deep. And then 8 segments out the mouth. In the nose. And 8 segments out the mouth. In the nose. Out the mouth. Last few seconds. Last cycle. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Draw your navel point in and up, only if it's comfortable for you. Tuck in the chin. Feel yourself as this container of balance, full of this presence of love. Long exhale out the mouth. Long exhale in the nose, long inhale in the nose. Hold, lift. Muscles of the pelvic floor, navel point draws in and up. Now draw the eyes in and up as you tuck the chin slightly and feel you can look up through the crown into the center of creation, connecting to the source of your consciousness. Feel yourself one with the stars. Long exhale out the mouth. Keep the pressure on your fingertips. Last time, inhale nose. Hold. Lift. Muscles of the pelvic floor. Navel point in and up. Tuck in the chin. Draw the eyes in and up. Look into the center of creation. Feel yourself one with the cosmos. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, reach your arms up and give a shake. Face the palms up. Let's touch the ring finger and thumb. Ring finger and thumb. That's your sun finger. It's just feeling your radiance, your luminous, infinite self while being in this physical body. Realizing that we all have been given the opportunity, those of us, those that we know that have made their transition, they were given the opportunity to dwell in this body the same way we are dwelling in it now. And let's have a realization that one day, in appreciation for life, we will continue on our journey. Let's begin to direct as we do a little recap. Let's begin to settle into this stillness and know that there are things we can change and that there are things we cannot. This flow of life we are not in control of. So we come to this place of peace, being still and knowing that the Creator has designed this life and we've been given the opportunity to experience it. Allow the serenity of the peaceful movement of the breath to settle us into that awareness. And as we redirect the mind to focus on love, focus on receiving this love now so we can make the most of it now. And when that time comes for that last breath, we'll receive that love and we'll flow into it as we let the breath move from the body. We'll move deeper into love. And so you practice that awareness of moving into love when you leave this body. If love can be as smooth and sweet as this breath is, this breath has no roughness to it. This breath is designed smooth. It's designed to bring a deep fulfillment, such a deep fulfillment that we are allowed to be in this body. So imagine as we release the breath and leave the body that we move deeper into that love. We can smile at that. Let the mind recognize that this love is there for us, present to take care of us in every aspect of vibrational living, whether in this body or moving forward. We can direct the mind to knowing that the design of life is present, even if we don't know or we've yet to remember the way of traveling from dimension to dimension. And lastly, our third way, our third pillar, our third foundation is aligning ourselves with that breath. So we align ourselves with the design of love, the flow of love, and step into the appreciation of those that have made their transition, that have graduated, as I am stepping into the appreciation of Paul and seeing how I can go visit him during this very important time of his life. He would always call me in important times in his life after we were apart from each other for about 10 years. Such a powerful relationship we have with those we love and care for. So as we feel the grief, allow ourselves to move into the love and appreciation of their presence in our life and begin to focus the mind to be aligned with the strength and the qualities and attributes that they are passing on to us to embody while they continue on their journey. So bring the hands together. That was a recap before we tune out. Step into that love. Today, we focused in on knowing our limits and knowing where we are infinite in that container of love. We focused in on that second pillar or foundation of transformation, of grief to love, that pillar, that foundation, is to redirect the mind into love by energizing the body, moving the body, right? With mindfulness, focusing on the breath. And seems like that's a theme, huh? And then we align. Our third pillar is alignment. Aligning with that love, aligning with this consciousness and life force coming to us as the example of love, giving us the example of how to flow throughout this life, that we line ourselves up with that. And we do that balancing meditation. I'm going to do a video specifically for that meditation because it's been really powerful in my life during these times of strengthening during the transformation that's happening in our society. So thank you for gathering. Thank you for coming to view this. Thank you for opening it up and coming into this sacred space that is offered for your empowerment so that you know the truth of who you are and you walk as an infinite creative energy being, being fulfilled with every breath. Okay. Thank you for being here, y'all. Inhale, exhale. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for all the blessings that brings us everything we need to do the things we want and everything we want to do the things we need to allow the purpose of our soul to be fulfilled, for the waters to flow freely, for the transformation of Mother Earth's body to awaken in the Aquarian age, so that beings realize their creative contribution to the peace and well-being of our existence. We give thanks for this cooperation. We give thanks for your love. And we ask this go out to all our family, all our relations. Blessings, blessings, blessings on to you. Let's go ahead and do truth is our identity. One long sat and a short nam. Inhale. Sat nam. Keep vibrating, keep loving, keep creating. Until the next time we see each other. Remember Sunday, 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You should see the email to remind you. You just know. If you're on Instagram, you can go to akajackson.com and you can go to the link in my bio. But if you're getting this, you'll get the email. See you soon. Stay in love.